Rad Rob here, and today I'm going to make a video on how to change your cam chain tensioner. I picked up a cam chain tensioner. It looks just like the stock one from Weller Racing, and we're going to see how it works. Here's the cam chain tensioner. It looks just like the stock one. Probably got a stronger spring in it though. We'll find out when we take the other one out. If your car sounds like this when you start it up, you need to fix your cam chain tensioner. My car does this just about every time I start it up. So we're going to change the cam chain tensioner and see what happens. You also need to remove the hose clamp. There are 8 of these screws in the cover for the belt. Make sure you take all 8 out. This thing's always kind of tricky to get out of here. What I usually do is pull the tube back, lift it up all the way, wiggle the bottom out. And it comes right out of there. This is your clutch. What you're going to do is turn it so that you can get the motor to top dead center. You always turn it counterclockwise. Never turn it clockwise. I removed the plug wires from the valve cover just by giving them a little twist and pulling them out and setting them aside. I just put them right over there. I take compressed air and blow all this off. You definitely don't want to get no dirt in your motor. I removed all 4 valve cover bolts with a T40 torque bit. I removed the center bolts with a magnet. As you can see, when I removed it, I pushed it this way to get it out. You can't get it out through the top, it won't fit. This is a view of what the inside of your motor looks like. I put a rag over the top of the motor. That way I'm sure nothing's going to fall in there while I'm working on the bottom part. I'm going to remove my crank position sensor. That way I can see where I'm at on the crank and tell where top dead center is. It's an 8mm socket and you can just remove it. There it is coming out. What this does is it tells you when your crank is at top dead center. And if you look down inside the hole, there'll be a mark. Don't tell my wife, but I stole one of her compact mirrors so I could see in the hole. Crank the motor counterclockwise until it comes up to top dead center. As you can tell in my voice, that pop you heard wasn't good. That was most likely my cam chain and my cams jumping time. As you can see how easy that is. I was even turning it the right way. Sometimes you have to turn it just to get the junk out of the belt when you blow a belt. So be careful if you hear it pop when you turn it over. Open it up and see. Both cams on the opposite end should point to the outward direction. As you can see by the yellow dots, our cams aren't lined up right. It skipped 2 teeth. So we're going to have to move that back and get it lined up right, and it should be good to go. I put a bar clamp on the clutch to hold it in place so it doesn't turn And you can see I also marked it with a piece of chalk so I knew where the top was. We removed the chain guide so that we can get the cam chain to skip the gear, skip the tooth. Now we just have to get the cam to turn.
Problem is, this thing's too big.
As you can see now, both cams are pointing in the outward direction. The chiming chain guide is back on. The line now is lined up in the hole. We looked at it through a mirror, and both yellow dots are lined up on the cam chain. Not like before, we were 2 teeth off. You can see the grooves are lined up parallel to the head. And we have our new cam chain tensioner in. Looks just like the stock one. We turned it 2 revolutions and everything still matched up the same. Now it's just time to put it back together. I took my cutoff saw and made a mark where the top dead center is on the clutch. That way it's easier to find next time. So the car's been sitting for about 4 hours now. So let's see what it sounds like now when we start it up. Hey, look there, no knock noise. Everything's put back together, all buttoned up. We got our cover back on. Tensioner's good. Don't see no oil leaks. Everything looks good. As you can tell in the video, my cam chain jumped 2 teeth on the exhaust. I turned it the right way, so this cam tensioner that they put in stock is no good. Even though I turned it the right way, it still jumped time. So the whole right way, wrong way thing doesn't matter. The one I got from Weller Racing worked a lot better. And the spring was stiffer in it, so it doesn't use the oil pressure to tighten it up. It's done through the spring tension of the cam tensioner. Hope this helps. Have fun. Thanks.